nice, amazing.
Oh, hi everyone. We love you so much.
You guys are the best.
It's TSF.
Was it real though?
100 not.
Oh my God.
And you're listening to the Pipe Bomb Wrestling Podcast, baby.
Welcome back to WrestleMania week here on the Pipe Bomb Wrestling Podcast, the show that is for the fans, by the fans. I'm your phenomenal host, Mr. Podcasting, Chris Belcher. Joining me, as always, is the young buck, Mr. Andy York. And Andy, it is Friday. Tomorrow is it, man.
It is. Tomorrow is WrestleMania Night 1, and I'm so stoked for it. I'm ready for it. And, I can't believe we're already here, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm jealous that you're going to be there.
I am super pumped that I'm going to be there. It's one of those things that I didn't want to miss this WrestleMania. I think it's going to be special.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
And that's not just because of the result of the main event. I think the whole thing is going to be special. It's going to be, like we said yesterday, first WrestleMania under Triple H. Something's going to happen.
Yep.
I think it's going to be big. One thing we haven't talked about is they're advertising, putting out merch about Snoop Dogg. I think Snoop's probably going to show up.
Probably.
Which, I'm not a Snoop Dogg fan, but it'd be cool.
It's Snoop. Like, you got to go see Snoop Dogg.
So make sure that you are following us on social media at PBWP Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As Andy just said, I'm going to be in LA. I'm already in LA as you're listening to this. So make sure that you're checking out our social media for all the stuff that I'm posting. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you're following along. Make sure you're following us on our individual accounts that are right at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you're supporting BodySlam.net, WrestleBuddy, and, of course, SportsWire Radio, which we are probably going to be live on this weekend. So, again, check out social media for all of that. All right, Andy, let's get into it. We've released a lot of episodes this week concerning WrestleMania. We've gone through our favorite moments. We've watched stuff. We've even did our Season 2 fantasy draft for PBWF, but now it's time to finish up previewing WrestleMania. Part 2, not necessarily Night 2.
Right.
Part 2 is going to kick off with Brock Lesnar and Omos. And Andy, this is a match that we weren't supposed to get if you read the dirt sheets and you believe what is being said. But here we are.
Yeah. Probably the match I'm least looking forward to.
I think it's a match that anybody is least looking forward to.
Probably the worst match of the night.
Definitely
right
the
here.
worst match of the night.
But I get why they're doing it.
Sure.
But it's still just
It is.
Especially for a Brock WrestleMania match.
That's the thing is, I know you have to try to find something for Omos to do, and you have to be very selective about what Omos is able to do.
Right.
You want to get him in there. You want to showcase his size. You want to make him look as menacing as possible. But it's Brock freaking Lesnar.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that this is the end of his contract and he's going to be done.
Yeah.
Do you really think his last match is going to be a loss to Omos? Probably not.
No, because I don't think he's losing.
Okay.
I think he wins, and we don't see him again for a while, if ever. I think this might be it for Brock.
You think this is Brock's last match?
For a while.
Okay. We didn't see him, I guess, from WrestleMania 36 all the way till SummerSlam the next year.
2021.
Yeah, so a year and a half.
Yeah, so I could see him taking that kind of a break again.
Yeah. Okay.
But
this, man, if you believe the dirt sheets again, this is supposed to be Brock and Bray. And Brock didn't want to do it.
which apparently there's no heat between Brock and Bray as well.
I can see Brock not wanting to do it, though.
Yeah. And I think Bray's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. All right, let's pick it. Brock Lesnar and Omos. I think Brock has to win this.
There's no way Omos beats Brock.
I don't think so, especially at WrestleMania. This was any other pay-per-view, I would lean towards Omos, but not at WrestleMania.
Probably not even then. I would just lean towards Brock the entire time.
I think I would. Brock wins by pin, or does he use the Kimura lock? That's interesting.
He has to hit that 5 to win. Picking up a big dude, hitting that 5.
Well, yeah, he might hit the F5, but does he put the Kimura lock on to win it?
I think this is going to be 1 F5, locks in the cover, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
We're done. So I'm going to go pin.
Okay. Number of German suplexes in the match.
Trying to think.
And it doesn't say just by Brock.
Yeah.
Thanks to Pro Wrestling Scorecards, by the way. That's who we're using for this preview if you missed yesterday. At PW Scorecards on all social media platforms. They do a great service for all of their listeners and followers. So make sure you check them out. It's a fun game, fun prediction game to play, especially for pay-per-views. They do it for all the wrestling companies and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, man. I think so. Like, he hit like 10 on Goldberg.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He hit like 7 or 8 on Bobby. I'm going to go like 5.
Yeah, that's where I was about to land. Like, I'm going to go 4. I don't think there's going to be that many.
No.
Time before the first German suplex. Oh my gosh, plus or minus 1.
I'm going to say a minute.
I am too.
It's like
No, I'm going to say 2 because I can get 1 with the plus or minus 1.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to go 2 minutes. Pin attempts by Omos, and that's a 1 count. And the number is 4.5.
That's only a 1 count?
Or a 1+ count. So just pin attempts in general.
Oh.
I'm going under.
Yeah.
I think he might hit a choke slam.
He'll hit the double choke thing.
And get 1 pin.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, that was an easy one. All right, let's move to these 2 WrestleMania showcase matches. You got the 2 fatal 4-way tags.
Yeah.
Men's and the women's. Let's start with the women's. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez taking on Natty and Shotzi, taking on Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, and rounding out the crew is Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
You know, a couple weeks ago I said, what would a world be like without Ronda Rousey on WrestleMania? They can't have that.
She's on the card. She is on the card. So I don't know. Like, is this for like a number 1 contender? Do they?
I don't think they've said that, but I could see that being a thing. Yeah.
Just for the fun of it, I think I'm going to pick Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
Okay.
I think they get the win. Listen, Chelsea Green's one of the best characters on Raw.
She 100%.
So I think this is a great moment for her to get the win and can kind of go forward from there.
I'm going to go with this is not going to be for anything. This is just a WrestleMania showcase. So I'm going to get Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez the win.
I could see that.
And there's really not a story for us to really discuss in this. I think it's just a way for them to get people on the cards. Do you think they need these matches? Like, are you cool with them just throwing these matches on?
If they did a pre-show, then yeah. But if not, then I think it's just a time filler, which is fine, but
see, I just wouldn't even put them on in general.
I probably wouldn't either.
Like, just leave them off.
Yeah.
Because this gives you 13 matches, I think.
Yeah.
You could have 11, 6 one night and 5 another night.
Or just add a 6th match on one night and have 12 matches total.
I think it would be fine. All right. Liv and Raquel, I think they win by pin.
I think Green and DeVille win by pin.
Who makes the fall?
Chelsea.
Raquel. Who takes the fall? That's where I'm going. Chelsea.
You know, in a world, I would hope this happens.
Are you really picking it?
And I'm going to pick it. Chelsea Green will pin Ronda Rousey.
Oh, man. Is that your lock of WrestleMania?
That's not my lock of WrestleMania. But if it happens, boy, I'm going to pop for it because that would be fantastic if Chelsea Green pinned Ronda Rousey.
That's amazing. All right, legal tags in the match. Now, this number has to go up because there's 4 tag teams.
What did we say for the other one? 14? Yeah, I said 14.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to say 22.
Oh, I'm going to go a lot less than that. I'm going to go with 10. I'm going to go way down there. Interrupted pin attempts. The number given is 3.5. Over or under?
I think for the women, I'm going to go under.
See, I would go the opposite direction. I want to go over for the women. I would go under for the men. I think. All right, speaking of the men, let's do it. Men's WrestleMania showcase Braun Strowman and Ricochet, the team that should not be, I guess, against the Street Profits, the Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders.
I really want to pick Alpha Academy.
I do too.
But I don't think they're going to. I think Otis will walk away.
Or
with the Maximo models.
Or they come out and get him. And he goes with them.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily like him walking away, but they're like...
But they distract him with something.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, I think I'm going to go with the Viking Raiders. I'm between them and Strowman and Ricochet.
See, I'm going the opposite direction. I'm going Street Profits.
I'm going to go Strowman and Ricochet.
I mean, that seems like the logical pick.
Pin.
I'm going to go with, a pin. I'm going to say Montez pins Chad Gable.
I'll say Ricochet pins Chad Gable.
So we're both in agreement that Chad Gable's going to get pinned here.
Unfortunately.
Although if you believe the reports online, he's going to get a big push after WrestleMania.
Man, I think it starts here, though, because Alpha Academy's going to be done after this.
I agree with that.
And then he wins King of the Ring.
Or Money in the Bank.
One of the two.
Aerial moves in the match. Oh, my gosh.
You got Ricochet and you got Montez. So it's going to be...
And you got the Viking Raiders.
Yeah. And Chad Gable, who does some stuff off the top.
Does moonsault. God. This is not a number. This is a plus or minus one. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to say 7.
That was what I was going to say. I'll say 6.
Okay. Interference by Valhalla, a.k.a. Sarah Logan.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Braun trucks her.
I think it could be interesting if she got involved with the Maximum Male Models thing with
probably too. That
could
be funny.
That could be interesting. All right. Let's go to the next match on our list. Again, if you are looking for some of these... I
just read the title of this match.
If you're looking for these other matches that we haven't hit, go back and check out our preview from yesterday. We did hit half of the card yesterday. We're hitting the other half of the card today. Now we're going to the Daddy Issues match. Thanks, Pro Wrestling Scorecards, for the pop. We appreciate it. The Daddy Issues match, Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. We talked yesterday about this Edge and Finn Balor thing and how long it's been going and whatever. Yeah. Do you think this Rey and Dominic thing's been going too long?
No. I think this is one of the best stories heading into WrestleMania this year.
And that can be justified by the pop that Rey Mysterio got when he finally hit Dominic last week.
Yes. And the heat that Dominic has had the entire time.
Yeah.
The entire time. Like, Dominic is not that great in the ring.
I think he's good.
He's okay. But.
Depends who he's in there with.
Yeah, but the dude plays his part very well. Very well.
Yes, he does.
He's very good at getting heat. I mean, when he comes out in that lowrider, and I think a Guerrero gets involved.
Her name is Vicky.
She's still under contract.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think another Guerrero gets involved to set up Vicky down the line with Dominic.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the heat at the end of this match is going to be nuclear. Yes. Nuclear.
I agree with that for sure. I think the story is... I think it's been a little too long for me. Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that it's gone... I don't think I mean that it's gone on for too long. I feel like I guess you can't really do a whole lot if Ray's just not going to hit him.
Right.
So you really can't play that up.
But I will say, the best thing they have done is these holiday things.
Oh my gosh. They're
so good.
The racetrack thing was dumb.
The racetrack thing was dumb.
But the holiday stuff.
And Prison Dom is one of my favorite things that we have gotten this year.
I really think that Prism. I try to say, can't say Prison Dom. I want to say Prism Don. Anyway, I honestly think that was kind of a thing like that was a throwaway,
and
it stuck. Yeah, I really think that was like a throwaway kind of thing.
Probably, and it was amazing. Like, it's so funny. It's hilarious that it happened.
Corey Graves on commentary just makes it
Yes,
that much
it does.
better.
I think Prison Dom got introduced at the Raw we were at.
It is, January 2nd.
And I popped. Like, I lost it when they
Well,
said
yeah,
Prison
because he got taken to prison
For
after Christmas. Yeah.
For Christmas.
So we got the first vignette of Prison Dom.
See, I hope, because Easter's coming up after this, I still hope we continue this.
It would be good, wouldn't it?
I hope we still continue
Okay,
this.
before we predict this match, what's your prediction for the Hall of Fame? What happens? Because something is clearly going to happen at the Hall of Fame as much as I don't want it to.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen.
So I've heard some other people talk. I forget who it was. And I like this because it still gives Ray his Hall of Fame speech, but at the end can still promote the match. I think if you believe the dirt sheets, Conan is going to induct him.
Yep.
Goes to the back. Ray does the speech. At like the very end, a beaten up Conan gets thrown through the curtain, is on the stage. Out comes Dom and cuts a promo or whatever, and then we're heading to WrestleMania. So like, I don't think anything huge happens, but I think something needs to happen. Not to take away from Ray,
Right.
but something needs to happen. It's too big of a moment for Dom not to do something.
Sure, I agree with that. I wonder how they're going to play it up. And, of course, we'll find out tonight on SmackDown a little bit more about it before the Hall of Fame.
Right.
I would assume. But I'm interested to see how Dom reacts after what happened last week.
Yeah.
With his mom and Ray finally hitting him.
Yeah.
Because, like, the instant change in Dom when Ray, from
He thought he would
before
never
Ray
do
hit
it.
him
Yeah.
till he finally hit him was insane.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm anxious to see how that changes Dom,
Yeah.
if it does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a thing where, like, we're on SmackDown, like, he shows up and he's, like, not himself. And he's, like, he doesn't know what's happening and he's, clearly distraught. And maybe Rhea comes up to him and Rhea, like, gets his confidence back. And then and then nothing else happens.
Yeah.
And then the Hall of Fame thing happens.
Yeah. I also, like, I wouldn't be shocked if they're not on SmackDown at all.
Okay.
And then we get to the Hall of Fame, and that's the angle. That's the go-home angle, is at the Hall of Fame.
I just think you somehow have to bridge this gap between how he reacted and them being confident for the match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Okay, let's pick it. You talked about your lock.
Yeah.
This is my lock.
Yeah.
Dominic wins this match. There's absolutely zero questions asked. Dominic wins this match.
I completely agree.
That's my lock.
Yep. I completely agree. The question is, though, what does he win with?
He wins by pin.
Mm-hmm.
He wins the frog splash.
Does he do the Eddie?
Yeah, he does. Of course he does. If he comes out in the low rider, he has to do the Eddie.
Oh, man. I can't wait. I think his entrance is going to be
It's going to be great.
fantastic.
It's going to be great. One thing we didn't talk about yesterday, because we covered the Hell in a Cell match yesterday, by the way, is what Demon Finn is going to look like.
Purple. I hope he's purple. I really hope he's purple.
Hope he's purple. It looks like Barney the dinosaur.
Please. That would be fantastic. I'd be fine if he just came out in a Barney suit and wrestled.
Oh, my God.
He could probably wrestle better than me without a Barney suit, so it's fine. Like, I'll just go for it.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Dom wins by pin. His finishing move is not a category, but
That was just the question I had.
most near falls in the match. I'm going to go out on a limb and say tie.
I'll say Dominic.
Just for the fun of it. 619 attempts in the match.
I think Ray will try two. I think Ray will try one, miss, try a second one, hit it. I think Dom will try a couple. We'll try one.
I'm going to live at like 3.
That was my number.
We have a tendency to steal each other's numbers. when
We
do
do.
this.
I'm going to go 4. I'll go 4.
the Mysterio family attacks Dominic at
No.
any time in the match.
Ooh, I could see Mama slapping him again.
I could see Sister slapping him.
The return of Buddy Murphy.
The return of Buddy Murphy. Which then draws Rhea Ripley out.
There we go.
And then Buddy Murphy joins Judgment Day.
There we go.
I'm going to say yes, they do attack
Man,
him.
if they never got rid of him, that would absolutely happen.
Sure.
And he's great in House of Black. He'd be great in Judgment Day.
I know. Rey Mysterio's mask removed at any time. Ooh.
Yes. Because I think Dom keeps it as a trophy.
I think you're right.
This time he won't try to rip it up because that took too long. He wasn't man enough to rip up the last one.
I think you're right on that. But okay, so here's one question that's not on here. Is this Ray's last match? Does he say in his Hall of Fame speech
I could see that.
that if I can't beat you after what you've done,
I could see
I
that.
will retire?
I could see that, but I could also see this not continuing, but I could see them revisiting this at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially if Vicky gets involved.
Could you see them revisiting this with a face turn of Dominic?
At some point, I do think we're heading to like Dominic and Santos.
That'll be fun.
With Ray and Santos' corner, Vicky and Dominic's corner,
That'll
probably.
be fun. But is this Ray's last one?
I don't think so. I think they would have hyped it up a lot sooner that this is the Ray's
right.
retirement
I
match.
think you're right.
I think next year might be Ray's. It's 40th. It's the 40. It's WrestleMania 40.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, I think it could go either way, and I'm not shocked if it is his last match.
Yeah.
But I think they would hype it up a lot more
You're probably right.
because they hyped up Kurt Angle's a lot,
Right.
and Flair's and Shawn's. And to me, Ray's kind of on that level.
Oh, Ray's definitely on that level.
So I think they would hype it up a lot more.
All right. Intercontinental Championship on the line at WrestleMania for the first time. Well, 37. It was on the line at 37. I don't remember if it was on the line at 36, but it was 37.
37 was...
Big E and Apollo.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that even happened.
Most people do. I don't remember if it was on the line at 36. Yes, it was. Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn. 36.
That's right.
35 was Finn Balor and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
34 was Seth Rollins.
There's a triple threat.
Triple threat. And 33, it was on the pre-show, Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just ran through
32, it was on the line, too, because that's where
Ladder
Zack Ryder
match.
won it.
Yep. And 31,
31
was also
on the line where
a ladder match.
Daniel Bryan won it.
Yep.
30.
I can't go back to 30.
The only thing I remember about 30 is
The streak.
the streak and Daniel Bryan winning.
That's all I think I
And
remember
Cena,
about it.
unfortunately, beating Bray.
I remember it was on line 30 or not. Who was champ?
Oh, man.
That was 2014.
Yeah, so the Shield was still around. It wasn't any of the members of Shield.
Was Wade Barrett? No.
Was it Ryback?
I don't remember. I don't know. I guess we could look it up, but whatever. Anyway,
It's going to bug me now, but I'll look it up later.
Intercontinental Championship on the line. Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre in what is going to be one of the most hard-hitting matches any of us have ever watched in our entire lives.
Yep.
It's going to be wild. Are you okay with the story going into this? Sheamus and Drew kind of getting into a disagreement and all that kind of stuff?
Yep, because I think it plays into a heel turn for Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
I think Drew needs a character change a little bit.
I can agree with that.
And I think Drew being a heel, like a psychopath killer heel, especially if a certain American Nightmare wins the title at the end of WrestleMania,
Yep.
that's a great opponent as well.
Yes.
So I think this story is really good, especially if Sheamus continues, because Sheamus is still crazy over the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see what happens in the fallout from this. But I mean, we're heading into a territory where we're going to have three of the longest reigning champions ever.
Yep.
Because obviously Roman's hitting close to the 1,000-day mark.
Mm-hmm.
No. Gunther is about to pass.
Yep.
Honky Tonk Man. And Bianca Belair, if she wins at WrestleMania, will be the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion of all time.
That's right.
So
And the Usos.
Are
the longest reigning tag champions.
They're already that, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I think we're
getting
getting ready to pass that. I don't think all three are going to happen. I think 2 of the 3 are going to happen. And I don't think we're going to hit the 1,000 days. But we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Okay.
But I think Gunther does win this. I think Gunther retains.
Oh, that's a change of heart for you.
It is.
Because you've been sold on Shamo the whole time.
Yeah, I think especially if Drew turns heel and we go Drew Sheamus from there on, I think Gunther can keep the title until SummerSlam, where Sheamus takes the title off of him at SummerSlam. Because I think at that point he will pass the record, or he'll break the record.
I think you're right.
So I'm going to go Gunther.
I, in my head, kind of thought Drew McIntyre. But you're probably right.
I think if he turns heel, then he's definitely heading towards Cody. With or without the title.
Right. Okay, Gunther wins by pin. Who takes the fall? That's Drew all the way.
Yeah.
Chops in the match. Plus or minus 1 for your selection. Chops in the match.
Gosh. Because Gunther's going to hit a couple.
And there's going to be a spot where they're all three standing in the ring and they're chopping. Yep, for sure. Good luck counting those pro wrestling scorecards, by the way.
You know, I'm going to go like 21.
Yeah, I'm going to go 26. Sticks in my head for some reason.
That's a lot of chops.
Somebody's coming out with a bloody chest.
Sheamus is absolutely coming out with a bloody chest. It's the bad part about being a redhead is that shows a lot more.
I know. Interrupted pin attempts. 2.5 is the number. We go over or under. I'm going to go over as well. Who has pinned the most times in the match?
I'll say Sheamus.
I'm going to say Gunther. Because I think you're going to have a sequence where Sheamus and Drew are going to fight over trying to pin him.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
That'll get that number up, I think.
That makes sense.
Maybe. We'll see. All right. Before we recap it all.
The big one.
It's the big one. It is the one that I am sitting here right now looking at this, and I can tell you with absolute confidence that I don't know who I'm picking right now.
I don't either.
We're literally staring this right. We have to make a selection, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what we're doing on this show.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'm going to pick. I really don't know who I'm going to pick. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Universal Championship. As you mentioned just a few minutes ago, the 1,000-day reign is on the line right now.
Yeah.
We've seen this story play out. It has not been the main attraction storyline for normally as long as a world title reign or world title story is.
Right.
Because we've had the interruption of Sami Zayn, a good interruption.
Mm-hmm.
We've had the interruption of Sami Zayn. But we've seen since the Elimination Chamber, even like, I think a show before maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 shows before. Cody starting to insert himself in, and then here we go. If the whole Sheamus thing, or Sheamus, listen to me, Sami Zayn, if the whole Sami Zayn thing hadn't happened, how do you see this story playing out from Rumble to WrestleMania? If you have to think about it.
So I would think if Sami's not involved at all, I don't think Roman wrestles at Elimination Chamber.
Right.
I think that is where we would get probably like Cody and Solo.
See, I would lean towards like a 6-man, like the Usos and Solo against Cody and insert team here.
Whoever they're going to face at WrestleMania.
Right.
Street Profits or somebody like that.
Well, they did Profits a couple times last year.
Oh, SummerSlam.
Yep. and Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Alpha Academy.
Maybe, yeah.
Anyways, they would
Regardless,
they would
yes.
yeah, they would do something like that, but I think it would basically be about the same. I don't think Roman and Cody would go face to face until about the time they did this time.
See, I would have said they would go face to face at the end of Chamber. Like Roman would cost them the match.
Yeah.
Get involved to cost them, and that's when he and Cody go face to face.
Probably. I could see
something
that.
like that.
I could see that happening. I think we haven't watched SmackDown tonight obviously yet.
Yep.
But
They're supposed to go face to face one more time.
They haven't got physical yet.
Mm.
I don't think they get physical until
I don't either.
WrestleMania.
Nope, I don't either.
Which is a nice change.
I think they could tease getting physical tonight.
Yeah.
I think Cody could take the tie off, take the jacket off. We'd start to get something like that. But then, Roman kind of cowards away or whatever.
Yeah. I think something like that absolutely will happen. I like the fact, though, that we haven't gotten physical this entire time, which I think if Roman got involved and cost them, he would have to get physical. I think that would push us too far too quick.
Oh.
Okay. So I like the fact that they're not going to touch until the bell rings WrestleMania, which is really nice.
I'm going to read you a text message that I got yesterday. It's
Uh-oh.
not a bad thing. Or I'm going to summarize it at least. Shout out to my boy, Jason Bakowitz, who is a great friend of the show. He used to help host the show with us. He and I were texting about this match. And he is overly excited for this match above many others.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, y'all, thought I heard something.
Mm-hmm.
Overly excited for this one above many others, saying that this is a match that could change wrestling. Has there been this big of a match or the weight of this match in several years? What do you think?
Oh, man.
Because I said the weight, not necessarily a match that could change wrestling, but the weight of this match, the first one that popped in my head was the women's triple threat at Mania 35.
Yeah.
Just because of what it was,
Yeah.
what we were, that kind of thing.
I think if we're talking about like the direction WWE is going to be going and after this match,
Right.
the first one that pops in my mind, which I know everybody's going to laugh at, whatever, blah, 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 is Punk Cena at Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Because that one was like, if Cena wins, then we're just in the same spot. But if they give it to Punk, then Punk is the guy kind of going forward. Especially with like where Cody has come from and everything else, nobody would have thought he would be in this position that he's in now and be the most believable guy to beat Roman.
I think smart mark people on the outside, or casuals, as Josh Pate likes to call them, I think casuals could have looked at last year's main event and said this, Brock, Roman unifying the titles, that kind of thing. But as smart marks, I think we kind of knew that
there's no way Brock was beating Roman last year.
No way. The first one that came to mind, like I said, was that triple threat match.
Yeah.
He brought up Daniel Bryan.
That was another one that popped up in my head.
But that didn't really change the direction because, injuries helped out there.
Yeah.
But still, Bryan says it, he wasn't the guy.
Right.
The one that comes to mind for me is WrestleMania 31 when Rollins cashes in.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't billed as that, the outcome completely flipped everything on its head.
Well, my question was going to be, when's the last time that a WrestleMania main event felt like a WrestleMania main event?
Again, I think one could argue last year. I think.
But like what I mean is like a turning point in the company. You don't know who's going to walk away with the winner. You can see both guys walking away winning. The story has been fantastic. Like, all of the elements together. When's the last time it has felt like a proper WrestleMania?
I tell you what
main
would
event?
have been. Would have been. I can't say that it is.
Right.
Drew and Brock. If that pandemic WrestleMania hadn't happened.
Probably. Yeah.
That would have been it.
Yeah.
Shoot, man.
Because that story was really good before the pandemic hit. And again, like 35, obviously, but because 33, Taker and Roman didn't really feel like that.
But it was a very much of a changing of the guard match.
It was.
32, changing of the guard,
That-
Triple H and Roman. I know, but look at the way of the passing of the torch kind of thing.
But it didn't feel different. To me, like, it didn't feel different because we were still on the same Roman path.
Sure.
Through 32, 33,
31
34.
even.
Yeah, 31. From 31 to 34, it was all the Roman path.
So then you would say that the last WrestleMania main event that felt like a main event.
30 kind of, but we didn't know we were getting Bryan until he beat Triple H in the first match.
Right.
So 29 was Rock Cena, which
28 was Rock Cena.
was whatever.
27 was
Miz
Cena,
Cena,
Miz.
which was not good at all.
26, Shawn Taker.
That's probably the last one.
Yeah.
Was Shawn Taker in 26.
Yep. I agree
So,
with
like, this is the best WrestleMania main event we have had in a long time.
Yep.
And it feels like it.
Again, I'm going to put an asterisk by that Drew and Brock match because I think that
one would have been really good.
that one would have been insane. And I think 37 too, to an extent,
Yeah.
that triple threat with Edge, Bryan, and Roman could have been, circumstances surrounded it. I think
Right.
it's been an asterisk by it too because I think it could have been just as big.
Yeah. It's one of the most memorable pinfalls of all time, though. We stacked them.
For sure it is. And it's a great match.
Yeah.
But this is the first meaningful main event in a long time, and we talk about the credit for Cody getting back, betting on himself, coming back to WWE, but you got to give so much credit to Roman Reigns, man.
Yeah.
For what he has done over
Absolutely.
the last 2.5 years and the character he has become. And WWE literally again, nobody wishes the pandemic happened, but putting all their eggs in the Roman heel basket during a pandemic, taking a chance.
Yep.
And it just working out.
It did. It absolutely did. This doesn't feel big if Roman's not as big as he is.
Absolutely.
I think credit definitely deserves to go both ways to both guys because if they don't put in the work that they put in to build up who they are, then this just kind of feels like nothing. But they have done a fantastic job of, making this story matter. And I love the fact that Cody is starting to go away from his dad.
Yep.
Like, I was afraid that if we continued to bring up Dusty week in and week out, that it would get old kind of quick. And it started to. But then when he
we know if he wins, we'll get him one more time.
Well, yeah. But, the build up to the story of, he even said, if somebody brings up my dad again, I'm going to puke because I'm coming to WrestleMania. My dad's not.
Right.
Like, stuff like that really is important to make it known that, this is for Dusty. He's doing a lot of this for Dusty, but this is mainly for Cody Rhodes. And that's the most important thing.
Which solidifies my pick. I am taking Cody Rhodes in this match.
Oh, man.
I'm doing it.
I want to pick Cody so bad. Part of me wants to watch the world burn, though, too. With Roman winning.
Okay. So if Roman wins, play this story out in your head.
Yeah.
What's next? You got to
He
give me
hits
something.
1,000 days.
Well, no. I need something good that we know is next for Roman. Does Rock come out at the end of the night if Roman wins?
No, because that would defeat everything, I think. And I don't think we're heading to Rock. I think we might be heading to Rock Roman next year, but
we don't need to know.
We don't need to know until the Rumble or whatever. Where does Roman go from here?
Yep.
That's the question.
That's it. That's the $1 million question. Like that's
See,
what.
because my thing is, I could see Roman winning, and he's supposed to take some time off after WrestleMania, depending on the title situation, is what the rumor is.
Mm-hmm.
Say he comes out the Raw after Mania, the Bloodline in hand. Bloodline drop him with super kicks. They take him out. We head to Black Backlash with Roman and Jay. And we kind of tell that story. I don't know if there's anything good for Roman after this, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Roman's got to take some time.
And you can't take time as world champion.
No. And I've heard a lot of people say Cody hasn't lost enough.
I agree with that.
I don't. Because I think his loss was his first run in WWE.
Well, I mean, you can't make him unbeaten.
No. But what I'm saying is he's not like a newcomer coming in with no history in WWE.
Right.
His downfall or his build, like have to rebuild himself back up, was the whole reason why he left.
Right.
Like to me, that is the purpose. He doesn't have to have some devastating loss to put him there because Stardust was that.
I think if Cody doesn't win now,
Cody doesn't win.
Cody doesn't win. Yep. It's a failure for WWE if Cody doesn't win right now.
And I think...
And I hate that it is at the expense of this incredible run of Roman Reigns.
Right.
Because if it wasn't for Cody, I would not want this Roman reign, pun intended,
right,
to end. I could see it going longer.
It depends on who he wrestled this year at WrestleMania, but yeah.
Right.
Like if this was Roman Rock, I would absolutely say Roman has to win.
Absolutely.
Roman has to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Cody absolutely has, especially, I mean, Roman's not going to be around for a long time. Roman's not going to be around forever. He's already got one foot in Hollywood. I mean, if you watch the Godfather segment that they did, was fantastic between him and Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
He's already got one foot in Hollywood. You want somebody that you can trust that's going to be there for a long time to carry those titles. There's nobody better on the roster than Cody Rhodes.
I agree.
So I think Cody Rhodes dethrones Roman Reigns, and we have a new champion. Especially because there's also the rumor going around that Triple H has approved a new championship.
Well, that doesn't mean, though, that Cody would be holding it.
Doesn't mean, but it would make more sense if he introduced a new championship than Roman.
Right.
So I think Cody. That's not my defining factor, but
right.
I think it adds to it.
Cody Rhodes wins by pin. I'm going to say the match time goes 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll say on the nose.
I'll say 33.
Near falls in the match.
A lot.
8.
I'll go 9.
Spears. 2.5 is the number, and that half is so key.
Yeah.
Because I think you get a spear through the barricade.
Yeah.
Then you get Cody kicking out of a spear. Do you get a third?
I think Cody kicks out of more than one spear. I'm gonna go over. I think.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. All right.
I think Roman hits a spear. I think Roman hits like 2 spears back to back.
And Cody kicks out.
Pins him 1-2 kick out, and we get the great Roman. Can't believe he kicked out face.
Crossroads. Listen to this, y'all. I love pro wrestling scorecards, but this is an easy one. Crossroads. The number is 1.5.
Over. He's gonna hit at least 3 for the pinfall.
Love you, pro wrestling scorecards, but that's an easy one. He's hitting more than 1.
Number should have been 4.
Right.
4.5.
That's where you would have argued. The bloodline at ringside during the match, yes. That
Does that include Paul?
That's it. No, I don't think so. I think that includes everybody else.
But that's at any point during the match.
Correct. And then announce table destroyed. You better believe it.
He's getting Samoan dropped through that thing.
Speared through the other. If there's more than one, they'll run across and spear. Yep. And there's another spear. See, glad we picked the over. All right. Let's run down. Let's make our picks really, really quick. Let's recap all of WrestleMania in order of Pro Wrestling Scorecards. Again, at PW Scorecards if you want to play along at home. We would appreciate it. And then let us know how you did. We'll let us know, or we'll let you know how we did as well. A total of 308 points for WrestleMania. Total of 308. Here we go. Let's run it down. Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. We're just going to give our picks who wins the match.
Yep.
Seth Rollins and Logan Paul.
Seth Rollins.
I'm going Seth Rollins as well. Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus against Damage Control.
Damage Control.
I'm going the same. Brock and Omos.
Brock
Lesnar for sure. All right, we are 3 for 3, but we're going to differ on this one. Women's Mania Showcase.
Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
That's a dark horse pick. I'm going Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. The Men's WrestleMania Showcase.
Braun Strowman and Ricochet.
That is not a dark horse pick. I'm taking the dark horse on this one. I'm going Street Profits. Daddy Issues. Not just because it's funny.
That's very funny.
Rey Mysterio and Dominic.
Dominic has to win this.
I am locking this one in, ladies and gentlemen. It is Dominic Mysterio. All right, Hell in a Cell, Edge and Finn Balor.
Demon.
The Demon, Finn Balor, you got it. All right, for the United States Championship, Austin Theory and John Cena.
Give me give me Big Match John. It's a big match. It's WrestleMania. Big Match John has to win.
All right, I'm going Austin Theory retaining on this one. Intercontinental Championship, Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. I'm sticking with a retaining Gunther.
I'm also sticking with retaining Gunther.
I'm surprised.
I am too.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship.
New champs. Kevin Owens and Sami have to win.
That longest reigning Tag Team Champions will continue. I'm going Usos. All right, for the Raw Women's Championship, Asuka and Bianca Belair.
I'm going Bianca to retain her title.
I will take a new champion in Asuka in this one. But we will agree on this one. The SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley.
This is my lock. Rhea Ripley is absolutely beating Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania.
I'm going to say it's definitely going to happen. I'm not locking it in, though. I'm going Rhea Ripley because how in the world is Charlotte going to get to 16 titles if she doesn't lose?
Exactly.
And she's got to win it back.
She got to win it back.
So, Rhea Ripley wins that one. The big one, the main event, the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Son of a plumber gets it done.
The American Nightmare becomes the champion, and not only the champion, becomes the face of WWE moving forward, becomes the next biggest guy in the company, Cody Rhodes. And I think if he wins, he's going to hold that thing for a long time.
Hold it till next WrestleMania?
I think further than that.
Okay.
I think we're in the. I think with Triple H in charge, we're in the era of not just like every 6 months we get a new WWE champion.
Right.
I think he holds it until SummerSlam at least of next year.
Oh, I definitely. Well, I would say at least of this year. We'll see what happens. We'll see. All right, man. WrestleMania is tomorrow. Anything else to add? Any bold predictions? Who's going to show up? There was not a portion on here for unscheduled appearances, which I'm very sad about.
I am too.
Any Legends appearances? What do you think's going to happen, man?
I think we're going to see Stone Cold.
Sure.
And I think the Stone Cold segment is going to be with LA Knight, which I hope happens because I need that to happen. That would be fantastic. It's Hollywood. There has to be a Rock sighting somewhere.
I agree.
Like I know.
See, I'm going to go the opposite.
I know he ditched his 25th anniversary or whatever, but Hollywood's Hollywood. He has to show up.
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to say the LA Knight segment is with The Rock, and I think the Miz segment is with Austin.
See, I think it's
Miz is the host.
Yeah, but I think it's the other way around because one, Rock was the host, especially the year Miz
won
was retained.
Yeah.
He also claims he's the A-lister from Hollywood.
That's true.
So, like, he's going to say he's the only A-lister celebrity there. Okay. If you smell what The Rock is cooking hits, comes out, takes like 40 minutes to get to the ring, rock bottom, elbow, people's elbow, go home.
Is there a Hogan sighting, yes or no?
He probably kicks off tonight. He has the last couple. He didn't last year, though.
Right. He did 37 and did 35.
Yeah.
So every other year, so it's time.
It is time. Every odd year.
Every odd year, it's
him
time.
And Tyson. Not Tyson, Titus.
Oh, my gosh. All right, that is going to do it for our WrestleMania previews. Again, check out night number 1, our episode yesterday, for a more detailed version of what we think is going to happen there. That's it, man.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is tomorrow. Follow us at PBW Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for on-the-ground coverage in LA from me and for some live reactions and predictions from you. And we're going to be live all over the place. Again, follow us on social media. That way you can keep up with us. That way that you will know where we're going to be.
Yep.
When we are going live and all that kind of stuff. At Chris Belcher 24, at Andy_PBWP. Of course, it's right down there on the bottom of your screen as well. Don't forget our friends over bodyslam.net. Don't forget our friends at WrestleBuddy and, of course, SportsWire Radio. Subscribe, like, do all the things. You can find this show wherever you find your podcast and on the bodyslam.net YouTube channel. Thanks so much for hanging out with us during WrestleMania week. We're going to be back with our reactions and all that kind of stuff. To be determined. Check our social media. Subscribe to the feed. That way that you know when all that is coming. For Mr. Andy York, my name is Chris Belcher. This has been the Pipe Bomb Wrestling Podcast. We will catch you guys down the road.